And we are live on Up to the Minute. Good morning. Good to have you with us. I'm doing things a little bit different today. Had a few technical difficulties. I guess that's how you work in the virtual world these days. But I'm Todd Duplantis. Welcome to Up to the Minute. It is July the 15th. It's a Wednesday. It may feel like a Monday, though, right, Brittany?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it's going these days. So we're going to make the best of it and just roll with the punches. So good morning to everyone joining us on Up to the Minute this morning. We're very happy that you're joining with us, minus the technical difficulties, but we'll power through. Be sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to find out the latest from us. And last but certainly not least, please share this little podcast that we have going every morning at 10 a.m. so that we can share this vital information to the masses, but also grow our audience.
That's right. We're looking to grow our audience, but we're also looking to get the word out there, as Brittany mentioned. So we've got some very important information we're going to get to in just a moment. But first, I want to introduce Brenda Quintanilla. You're the regional manager for the Center for Learning Innovation at HCC Southeast. Good morning, Dr. Quintanilla. I'll unmute you there. It's my fault here. There we go. Should be up. All right, we're going to get back to you in just a moment, Brenda, but we appreciate you being here. We'll be with you shortly. But first, we're going to introduce Nithy Sevanthinathan, and Nithy is our Director of the International Student Services. And Nithy, you have a very important announcement because over the last week, a lot of our international students have really been in a quandary as to which way the government was going to make them go. There was some news released last week, and it looks like now there's some good news, at least, that our students need to hear. Nithy, take it away.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for bringing me back. This is a very important time, especially for international students. Yesterday afternoon, the courts truly see the value of our international students and decided in their favor. It's a very important milestone winning in the American higher education opportunities for our international students. The court sees it, the community sees it. We are here, the students are here just to shape a dream, not only upon reaching that dream, to fuel the US economy through their talents and contributions, to make us to be the best nation in every aspect of who we are in terms of shaping dreams, in terms of opportunities, in terms of making this country a safe nation. This is what they bring in, and the court truly sees it, and that outcome truly shapes an important victory for our international student. And now, where we are today is whatever the July 6 guidelines provided, that becomes a moot point now.
Now, Nithy, let's take a step back and talk about what's happened over the last week, why the international students were concerned. Let's go back to July 6 and talk about what the government had first said. And then we had a lawsuit brought on, I believe, by Harvard and maybe MIT. And now we're at a situation where the government has decided to rescind that decision. Let's take them back and tell them what happened back last week.
So Todd, the most important thing, the reason why we all are doing this online, because of the very seriousness of the COVID-19. So I'm rather surprised on July 6 when we received the guidelines from SCVP, they never truly included the COVID pandemic as a guiding point, because right now what the SCVP is saying and CDC is saying is two different directions. So that truly put everybody, our students, including international students, domestic students, their family, our staff, our faculty, into an extremely difficult position. As you all know, that Houston is becoming a hot zone for COVID-19. As we heard yesterday, I think, or day before yesterday, our county judge, Hidalgo, mentioned that we all have to stay at home and wearing face masks as we travel. That itself an important point. So that guidance truly never looked at the city or the state to give them the ultimate tools to ensure they can guide and offer the educational opportunity. The way the guidance is written, that if you are offering all online program, then all those students have to return home. How can that be?
Right.
It's not a safe decision. And then the next offering is you must offer face-to-face and hybrid. Look, this planning don't take place yesterday or today. This takes a lot of navigation, lot of resources, lot of money to navigate this. How can you just throw a huge bomb on all the higher education, say, you have to do this? How can that happen? So yesterday's case truly saw it was a poor policy guidance, and that the court agreed that SCBP will rescind the order, as well as to provide what is the newest update for us as we go forward.
Well, that's certainly good news for our students, but I know there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered, and you're still waiting on some guidance from the government to make things a little bit more clear for you. But so far, from what we're hearing, Nithy, is that our international students will be allowed to take their courses online or in person, or a mixture of two if they're offered that way. Is that correct?
Thanks, Todd. I want to be very careful in saying this because as of right now, the court order says go back to the March guidance. So the guidance in March says anything and everything can be online and face-to-face. All right. But they might come up with a new guidance based on the court outcome yesterday. So until then, what I only can share to our students is to stay calm. It's very important. We will navigate you. HCC is truly committed into this navigation to guide you through this process. Wherever you are, whatever classes you have taken, just stay there until further guidance comes out from SCBP that we will announce to you. And most likely, I'm sure I'll reach out to you to come back and share that good news where we go from here.
Well, Nithy, I know you've got a very important event today, because if students have further questions, they can attend a live stream event that you're going to be doing later on today, a town hall for our international students. Tell us the time for that and where students, and they'll need to register ahead of time for it, correct?
Yes, I think I shared that flyer and the information. I know the town hall was planned late last week in addressing the July 6th guidance. But as of July 14, that guidance doesn't stay anymore. I know many of our students asked the same questions related to the July 6th. The guidance might change. So I really encourage you to join the conversation, because here I want you to know that we want to listen to you and address your needs. But as most importantly, we have something good to share with you. You can stay in this country right now and shape your dream and continue on to do what you need to do and finish off your education and move to the next good things you're going to do.
That's incredible news for our student body and really for Houston Community College, because we have one of the largest international student bodies in the nation, I believe.
Correct, Todd. That's very true. I think, as you said, HCC enjoys that status for the last almost going to be 18 years with the largest number of international students from 100 over countries. And you know that, HCC has been blessed by these contributions of these students, not only in the classroom, not only outside the classroom, most importantly, also to the city, to the county, to the community, that these students bring diverse cultural experience, cultural understanding, and share that with our local students as they continue shaping that dream. Absolutely, this is a very important journey for all of us to explore.
Well, Nithy, I know you'll be guiding us along this route as we continue on this journey. If you have some new updates, feel free to drop on in, and we look forward to your town hall meeting this morning. Later in this post, students, you can find the links to where you can go get information on this town hall meeting. We'll have that in the social media of this post later on this morning. Nithy, thanks for being here with this update this morning. Very important information.
Todd, thank you very much. Thanks for reaching out to us, and thanks for keeping our students active on this topic, and hope we will navigate this safely, accurately, so that you will remain in status and shape your dream. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Nithy. We'll talk to you soon.
You bet. Take care.
All right, we're going to talk now to Dr. Brenda Quintanilla. Dr. Quintanilla, thanks for being here again this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate it. It's good to see you and Brittany again.
Absolutely. It's been some busy times for us over the last few months, some unprecedented times really for the students, faculty, and staff of HCC. But we want to talk about the Centers for Learning Innovation across the district. You work at the one at the Southeast College. Is that correct?
Yes, the region that I work for is East Region. So our Center for Learning Innovation services Northeast and Southeast campuses. But we also have a central region, Center for Learning Innovation, and a west region. And, you know, since spring break, we've all kind of made the move to online.
Yep.
So what I would like people to know is that you can find us not in our campuses anymore, but in online call centers. We want to make sure that you all know that we're still here to help faculty and we're here to help students. What I'm sharing with you is the call center information. Are you able to see it?
Yes, we sure can.
Okay, fantastic. So what we did when we went online is we put together two or three separate call centers. One is specifically for the instructional support call center. And what this does is it services and provides information for faculty and students regarding technology, instructional design, ADA compliances, Canvas technical support. So if you need help with any of these things, you have this number that you can call, 713-718-5295. And this call center is being manned by real people. So when you do call, you'll have some options that you can choose, but you will end up talking to a live person who will help you with any questions that you have about these accommodations.
Now, let me ask you this, Brenda, because if I can, let me ask you, because we get a lot of questions from students saying, look, I need help with this. I'm looking for tutoring, but this is a resource that's available for both students and faculty. Is that correct?
Yes, this phone number, if either faculty, students, or staff can call this number and they will be redirected to one of these departments. Because basically what has happened is all of the departments, their phone numbers went online. Right. So what it does is it redirects to the proper office, and those numbers roll over to people's computers. So there are people working on their computers answering phone calls. And this number will help with things like that ADA and tutoring. Tutoring is also included in this phone number. Yeah.
How can the faculty contact the CLI for assistance? Would they use the same phone number as well? And what type of questions do you get from our faculty?
Yes, the faculty can use this same phone number, but they can also call our direct extensions. All of our direct extensions are rolled to a computer where we can receive the phone call. So if you called my extension right now, I would get that call. So any extensions that existed before, faculty can still call those same extension numbers. And a lot of the questions that we help faculty with are right now mostly with Canvas. So both students and faculty have a lot of questions about how to use some of the components of Canvas, how to do WebEx or do these types of webinars so that students can have a really nice interactive experience with their faculty. But a lot of them deal with computer technical problems or mostly Canvas problems.
Now, let's talk about how augmented reality and VR fits into all of this, because that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so the last time that we met, I kind of spoke with you all about 3D printing. If you remember, I had a 3D printed heart that I brought up. And let me see, I'm gonna change the share real quick. So I had brought a 3D printed heart, and that was some of the innovative technology that our department works with. Well, the thing that I want to show you today is called augmented reality. And so augmented reality are applications that you can install on your personal devices, such as your cell phones or an iPad. And you can run these applications. And what they do is they augment the real world that you live in. So for instance, there's an application that I'm going to launch right now. It's called the Human Eye. Mm-hmm. And you should see on your screen the my iPad screen. And what this does is it works with a trigger image. So this image that I downloaded from this app called the Human Eye is a picture of the human eye. When I tap this with this application, what it will do is it will recognize this trigger image and it'll bring into my real world the human eye. And so what I can do now is look at the components of this eye on my device, and I can use some of the features in this application. So for instance, I can scroll up and down with this little scroll tool here to actually go inside of the human eye and see the different components of this eye.
This is like absolutely cool. Brittany, are you seeing this?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely checking
we gotta
this
jump
out.
on board with this one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is super cool. And sharing a little personal story about me, I was actually born with a lazy eye. So I was born with amblyopia and strabismus. So I've had 4 eye muscle surgeries. So to see, the inner workings of the eye is so incredible because I've always been terrified at wondering what did they do to my eye in order to strengthen the muscles. So this is really cool.
And with that application is called the human eye.
It's called the human eye, right?
Okay.
Now this one is actually a coloring sheet by Quiver, and what this one is called the plant cell. And when I hover over this trigger, it brings to life the plant cell, and I can tap on these question marks, and you'll notice in the box it tells me the parts of the cell. And so I can learn the pieces this way. This application also has a little quiz that I can launch. So it'll highlight a part of the cell and it'll ask me which part is highlighted, and I can attempt to answer the questions right or wrong, and it'll tell me if the answer is right or wrong. Now, what's kind of cool about this app is that I'm going to bring this back to my camera. This is the trigger, okay, which is the picture of the plant.
Yeah.
If I go in and I color parts of this picture, and then I go back to the application, what it will actually do is bring the color into the simulation. So when it finds it again, you'll notice the part that I just colored in purple is now purple in the actual simulation. So you can go in and color these, and there are a whole bunch of different coloring sheets that you can download, and some of them actually have motion and things like that also. So this
now, have our faculty been incorporating this in some of their lesson plans and curriculum?
No, this is kind of a new concept. So these are some of the things. We're going to be doing a lot of new workshops for the fall to show how to integrate engaging things into online learning. We're going to do things like Kahoot and some other applications that are very interactive. And these applications we're just starting to show to faculty to let them know that these are possibilities, things that we can use in online courses. I wanted to show you another one that is called Jig Space. This one does not use a trigger. It's a markerless app. And the other thing I want to let y'all know is all of these are free. Okay, so none of these cost any money. Anybody can download them. You can just look for them in your App Store or Google Play, and you can experience these at home. So for instance, let's say we wanted to learn more about the inside of the planet. I can take this app and launch it, and what it looks for is a solid surface. So any solid surface, if I tap on this, it will launch these simulations into the real world. So right now, Brittany, I have the world in my room.
Wow.
Look at this. So
you must have a ginormous room in order to fit the world in.
I mean, I can make this world really big, or I can make it really small. And what's cool about this app is it kind of gives you information, so you can go through slides. So for instance, this one is going to show us the layers of the earth, right? And we can learn about the mantle and the crust. And I can also move this around. I can move it in or out. And it just keeps expanding. And specifically, this is about the inside of our world, right?
Unbelievable. That's so as we live in this virtual world of instruction, these tools, you're going to be doing a workshop where people can start using these tools to not just augment reality, but augment their lesson plans as well, correct?
That's exactly right. And what's nice about it too is that it can be integrated into, let's say, a live lesson where everybody participates, or students can view this at their own time because they can download these applications on their own phones.
Now, if you're watching, one thing, Brenda, if you're watching this and you're wondering, wait, you're going too fast, I want to write down these applications. In the post of this social media post, later in the morning, we'll have all of the links for all these apps and the names of the apps so you can look for them. So I just want to mention that because some people may be trying to write these down as we're showing them.
Yes, and I'll also I'll post it too in Facebook, and I have a short URL so people can get to the application.
Oh, good. This is
just another example. Right now, what I have is the ocean. Right, this is a coral reef that just came into my office space. So this simulation talks about the coral reef and how climate change is actually killing off the coral reefs. and how they can be revived and how scientists revive them by breaking up pieces of coral and retransplanting them into coral reefs.
Very cool.
There are all different types of applications that you can download. The best thing to do really, if you just Google augmented reality apps, augmented reality applications and education, you will find a lot of applications that are already available for download to test.
This is some pretty exciting stuff because, you know, I guess in one way we were all, you know, when this all started, I tell Brittany, I think it's going to be a few weeks. Maybe we'll get back in. First, it was the end of March. Then I said, maybe the end of April, May. Here we are, July, and we don't know what's going on. We're hoping to be back sooner rather than later, but this could be a reality of delivering education online that we're going to be living with for quite some time. So these things can help our instructors and our students as we move forward through this.
Yeah, Todd was very, very wrong about how quickly this was going to end. So I do want to mention, though, to Dr. Quintanilla that you've got a lot of fans out here who are watching this Up to the Minute episode, just wanting to say hey from, you know, wherever they took classes. And so this augmented reality apps that you're showing us, very, very cool, especially for those like me who are visual learners. So this is like a really great interactive way to obtain that knowledge. And I also want to, I'm really glad that you showed this because this is something I want to show my husband, who is an elementary teacher. And I think because we're probably going to be in an online platform going into the next school year for the kids, this is also a really great tool for them to utilize with whatever, you know, is in his curriculum. So this is really neat.
Yeah, it actually works really well with K-12. There's a lot of school districts that in the middle schools, they give their students iPads. So this works perfectly for kids with iPads because they can visualize these things. And I mean, it's just awesome. It's actually been around for some time, but in the environment we're on right now, it's the perfect time to start exploring these types of applications and integrating them and using them with our students.
Well, it sure is. Brenda, for those wanting to get a hold of the your Center for Learning Innovation, where can they go on the web to find you under the HCC banner?
Well, the Center for Learning Innovation does not have a page that's out because this is the kind of stuff that I love talking about. But I will share it. I'll share it in the feed in Facebook, and it'll also be at the end of my presentation.
All right. Brenda, we appreciate you being here today and updating us with this very important information. You guys are on fire there, and we appreciate the good work. We look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you. And it's so awesome to be with you guys again. I look forward to seeing you in the future too.
All right. Thanks, Brenda. And we're moving back over to Brittany. Well, Brittany, some cool stuff. I know you're going to pass that information on to your husband, who can maybe work that into his curriculum, huh?
Definitely. I do want to say right now, it looks like we're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulty on our Facebook page, and we do apologize for that. You know, internet, everyone wants to jump on and watch this show because of what Brenda just showed us. So bear with us, everyone, as we power through technical difficulties.
Yeah, we had a bit of a skip. I didn't know if we lost our feed or not, but it seemed like a bit of a hiccup. So hopefully we're live and we're streaming across the world right now. We've got some important information we want to get across to you, and you can also find this information in our Facebook feed. But 4 HCC drive-through testing sites are open right now, Brittany.
That's correct, Todd. So we've got 2 through our Southeast College HCC sites. So the first being the Felix Fraga campus, which is at 301 North Drennan Street, and our East Side campus, which is at 6815 Rustic. Now, both sites are open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. No appointment is required at either location. The other 2 drive-through sites that we are offering that do require appointments are at our Northeast campus, which is 555 Community College Drive.
Well, it looks like we're experiencing some more technical difficulty. We are going to wrap things up for this for today's show. A bit of a hiccup. We apologize for the bandwidth issues we're having this morning, but we'll be back Let's see. Are we there? We're back. We apologize for any technical difficulties. We had a few bandwidth issues this morning. We looks like we may have lost Brittany in the live stream. We want to let you know you can join us tomorrow on Up to the Minute. We've got Samir Saber who'll be joining us to talk about the new IT program. He's the IT program director for continuing education. He'll talk about that. And of course, it's Thursday virtual family fun. We'll have someone from the Museum of Fine Arts Houston. Thanks for joining us this morning on Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we will see you tomorrow.